Hello and welcome to Healthy Aging Blueprint. I'm truly grateful you're here. On this channel, we explore simple, powerful ways to care for your body, nurture your mind, and live with purpose at every stage of life. Wherever you're watching from, I wish you good health, peace, and lasting happiness. If you find value in today's video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a step on your journey to aging well. What if the drink you start your day with is quietly damaging your brain? Could your morning routine be setting the stage for a silent stroke without a single warning sign? And what if the beverage you thought was healthy is actually one of the worst things you could consume after age 60? If you're over 60, your morning drink might be doing more harm than good, no matter how normal or refreshing it seems. From sweetened iced coffees to seemingly healthy fruit juices in colorful packaging, some popular morning beverages could be raising your blood pressure, thickening your blood, and silently increasing your stroke risk. The most concerning part, you might not even feel a thing until it's too late. In this video, we're uncovering 5 common morning drinks, some of them harmful, others surprisingly beneficial, that have a direct impact on your brain, your blood vessels, and your overall stroke risk. You'll learn which drinks to cut out immediately, which ones support your brain health, and the one mistake that could triple your chances of having a stroke. Don't skip a second of this video, because a single simple change to your morning beverage could protect your heart, safeguard your brain, and completely transform your health, starting tomorrow morning. Before we dive in, if you find value in this video, it would mean a lot if you gave it a like. It helps spread the wisdom of healthy aging. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a future video. If this video resonates with you, comment 1 below. If not, comment 0, so I know how to improve and better serve you. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Sweetened iced coffee. On a warm morning, iced coffee can feel like the perfect pick-me-up, cool, energizing, and comforting. For many seniors, it's a daily habit, but when that iced coffee is loaded with flavored syrups, whipped cream, or store-bought sweetened blends, it might be doing far more harm than good. It may feel like a small indulgence, a convenient treat to jumpstart your morning, but beneath its cool and comforting surface, sweetened iced coffee can be a hidden threat, especially for adults over 60. What exactly makes this popular drink so dangerous? And is there a way to still enjoy coffee without putting your heart and brain at risk? Here's what you need to know. The combination of sugar and caffeine in sweetened iced coffee creates a powerful and harmful cocktail for your cardiovascular system. When you sip on that iced mocha or caramel latte, the high sugar content sends your blood glucose soaring. This sudden spike triggers a fast insulin response, which can lead to inflammation and oxidative stress within your blood vessels. At the same time, caffeine, a well-known stimulant, causes your blood vessels to constrict. This pushes your blood pressure up and forces your heart to pump harder than it should, especially in the early hours of the day. According to a 2023 study in the Journal of the American Heart Association, consuming high-sugar, caffeinated drinks in the morning can raise your blood pressure by as much as 10 mmHg within just 2 hours, a time window when older adults are already at increased risk for cardiovascular events like strokes. For seniors, this is particularly concerning. As we age, our arteries naturally become less flexible and more vulnerable to damage. The thickened blood resulting from a sugar-caffeine combo makes it easier for clots to form, which can block the flow of oxygen-rich blood to the brain, potentially triggering an ischemic stroke. And it doesn't end there. Many flavored creamers and pre-packaged iced coffee drinks also sneak in high amounts of sodium, putting even more strain on your heart and circulatory system. To put this into perspective, just a single tablespoon of some commercial coffee creamers can contain up to 100 milligrams of sodium. That's a serious concern if you're managing high blood pressure or watching your salt intake. And while these effects don't strike all at once, the damage builds quietly over time. turning what feels like a harmless daily habit into a silent contributor to stroke risk. But there's good news. If iced coffee is something you genuinely enjoy, there are smarter ways to make it part of a brain-healthy morning. Consider making your own cold brew at home using high-quality coffee beans. Store it in the fridge so it's ready to go, and skip the added sugars altogether. If you prefer a creamy texture, try adding a splash of unsweetened almond, oat, or coconut milk, each offering flavor without the sugar spike or sodium overload. If you're craving a bit of sweetness in your coffee, consider using a natural, low-glycemic sweetener like stevia or monk fruit. Just be sure to use it in moderation. It might be tempting to go for those creamy, syrupy coffee shop versions, but many are loaded with whipped toppings, artificial flavors, and sugary syrups. These often hide harmful ingredients like trans fats and high fructose corn syrup, both of which have been closely linked to cardiovascular damage over time. So, what's a safer and smarter way to enjoy your iced coffee? Try making your own cold brew at home. Simply steep coarsely ground coffee in cold water for 12 to 24 hours, then strain it through a filter. This method not only reduces acidity, but also delivers a smoother, richer taste that's gentler on the stomach. Want to enhance the flavor without loading up on sugar? Add a pinch of cinnamon or a splash of vanilla extract. Simple natural touches that make your coffee feel indulgent without compromising your health. Always check the labels on any creamers or plant-based milk alternatives. You'd be surprised how many of them contain hidden sugars, excess sodium, or synthetic additives. Keeping your coffee habit heart-friendly also means limiting your intake. Stick to 1 8-ounce serving per day to keep your caffeine below the 200 milligrams daily maximum recommended for seniors by the American Heart Association. These subtle changes might not seem groundbreaking, but they can significantly reduce inflammation, improve blood vessel function, and support healthier arteries, all crucial steps in preventing strokes after age 60. Your brain deserves a gentle, nourishing start to the day, not a jolt of sugar and caffeine that leaves it vulnerable. Number 2. Packaged fruit juice. At first glance, fruit juice seems like a wholesome, vitamin-packed choice. It's no surprise that many older adults reach for a glass of orange, apple, or grape juice each morning, thinking it's a healthy way to kick off the day. But despite how it's marketed, most packaged fruit juices, even those labeled 100% juice or no added sugar, are actually highly concentrated sugar bombs that can pose a serious stroke risk for seniors. Why is that the case? Unlike whole fruits, packaged juices have been stripped of nearly all their natural fiber, the very thing that helps slow down sugar absorption and protects the cardiovascular system. Drinking a glass of bottled orange juice is essentially consuming the sugar from multiple oranges in a single gulp. In fact, some 8-ounce servings can contain up to 30 grams of sugar. That's more than many sodas. This causes an immediate spike in blood glucose levels, which triggers a strong insulin response and promotes inflammation inside your blood vessels. Over time, these repeated spikes can damage your vascular health and increase stroke risk. According to a 2024 study published in The Lancet Diabetes and Endocrinology, regularly consuming sugary beverages, including fruit juice, is closely associated with elevated stroke risk, especially in older adults. Research shows that drinking sugary beverages, including fruit juices, can increase the risk of stroke by up to 20% in adults over 60. This risk is especially pronounced when these drinks are consumed first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Why? Because your body isn't prepared for the sudden surge of sugar. The rapid glucose spike raises blood pressure as the system scrambles to regulate this unexpected load. Over time, the constant repetition of these sugar shocks leads to stiffer arteries, making them more susceptible to plaque buildup. This condition not only raises your risk of ischemic strokes, which occur when a blood vessel becomes blocked, but also hemorrhagic strokes, which are caused by ruptured arteries. Both can have devastating consequences, especially as we age and our blood vessels become more fragile. Even juices labeled as natural or no added sugar can still contain preservatives or hidden sweeteners that worsen the problem. For example, some commercial apple juices include high fructose corn syrup, a substance known to accelerate arterial inflammation and damage, especially when consumed regularly. So what can you do if you love the refreshing taste of fruit in the morning? There are smarter, healthier alternatives that don't sacrifice flavor. Instead of reaching for a packaged juice, try whole fruits or homemade blends that preserve fiber and nutrients. A simple smoothie made from a small apple or a handful of berries, blended with water and a tablespoon of chia seeds or flax seeds, delivers a slow and steady release of energy without flooding your system with sugar. If you truly prefer drinking juice, prepare it fresh at home using a juicer and dilute it with water to reduce the sugar concentration. But even better? Eat the fruit whole. A fresh orange or a small bunch of grapes offers fiber, antioxidants, and natural hydration, all while providing your body with energy in a controlled, balanced way. Here are some additional practical tips. Choose low glycemic fruits like blueberries, apples, or pears. These have a gentler effect on your blood sugar levels compared to high-sugar fruits like pineapple or bananas. For an added health boost, include a source of healthy fat, such as a teaspoon of almond butter or a slice of avocado in your smoothie. This combination can help further stabilize blood sugar and keep you feeling full longer. And if you absolutely must buy packaged juice, be selective. Look for brands that are free from added sugars, artificial sweeteners, and unnecessary preservatives. The cleaner the ingredient list, the better it is for your arteries and your brain. Choose juices that clearly state no added sugars or no preservatives on the label. And when possible, dilute them with sparkling water to make a lighter, more refreshing beverage that won't overload your system with sugar. Keeping your serving size between 4 to 6 ounces per day aligns with the American Heart Association's recommendation for seniors and is a simple but powerful step toward protecting your health. By prioritizing drinks that preserve fiber and reduce sugar spikes, you're doing more than just managing blood sugar. You're actively protecting your blood vessels, calming inflammation, and ensuring your brain receives a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients. That's key for keeping your memory sharp, your thinking clear, and your cognitive health resilient as you age. If you've made it this far and are still with me, I truly appreciate your time. Please comment 1 below if you're still watching and finding these insights valuable. It helps me know this content is making a difference. Number 3, diet sodas or zero-sugar beverages. For many seniors trying to cut back on sugar or manage their weight, diet sodas and zero-sugar drinks seem like the ideal solution. No calories, no sugar, and still all the fizz and flavor. What's not to love? But unfortunately, the reality is far more troubling. These beverages, despite their promises, may actually pose a greater risk to your brain and blood vessels than their sugar-filled counterparts. Emerging research is now pointing to serious concerns around artificially sweetened drinks. While they might not contain sugar, they often include chemicals like aspartame, sucralose, or acetylfame potassium, synthetic compounds engineered to mimic the sweet taste of sugar without the calories. At first glance, that might sound like a win, but your body doesn't always interpret these substances the way you expect. These artificial sweeteners can interfere with your metabolism, confuse the brain's hunger and satiety signals, and disrupt how your body processes insulin and glucose. A 2023 study published in Stroke, a journal of the American Heart Association, found that older adults who drank diet sodas daily faced a 30% higher risk of ischemic stroke. Even more concerning, the study also showed a 25% increased risk of early cognitive decline in regular consumers of these beverages. Isn't it alarming to think that something marketed as a healthier alternative could be quietly harming your brain and increasing your stroke risk? This increased risk of cognitive decline isn't just speculation, it's backed by data. Older adults who regularly consumed diet sodas showed significantly greater declines in memory and thinking skills compared to those who avoided them altogether. But why exactly are these drinks so harmful? There are several key reasons. First, metabolic disruption. Artificial sweeteners can confuse your body into reacting as though it has consumed sugar. In response, your pancreas may release insulin, even though there's no real sugar present. Over time, this repeated misfiring can lead to insulin resistance, a state where your body stops responding properly to insulin, increasing inflammation and putting added pressure on your blood vessels. And when those vessels are weakened, the risk of stroke goes up. Then there's the blood clot factor. Some sweeteners, particularly aspartame, have been associated with heightened platelet activity. That means your blood is more likely to form clots, an immediate danger when it comes to ischemic strokes, which are caused by blocked blood flow to the brain. Dehydration is another hidden danger. Diet sodas have diuretic properties, meaning they can cause you to lose more water through urination. And if you're drinking them regularly, especially in large amounts, dehydration can set in. When the body is dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker and more viscous, making clot formation even more likely. On top of that, there's added cardiovascular strain. A 2024 study published in the Journal of General Internal Medicine linked daily diet soda consumption to a higher risk of atrial fibrillation, a type of irregular heartbeat. In seniors, this condition can increase the likelihood of stroke by up to 5 times. When you combine that with age-related changes in kidney function and fluctuating blood pressure, the effects become even more severe. Even 1 can of diet soda per day over time can contribute to long-term vascular damage. So what can you do if you love the fizz and refreshment that soda brings? There are smarter, safer alternatives that still offer satisfaction. Try switching to sparkling water with a splash of natural flavor, like a squeeze of lemon or lime, or even a few crushed berries. If you're looking for something more soothing, chilled, unsweetened herbal teas can also be a great option. If you're used to diet sodas and want to cut back gradually, one simple trick is to mix half a serving of your usual drink with sparkling water. This allows you to slowly reduce your dependence on artificial sweetness and retrain your taste buds over time. Here are a few practical tips to help you stay on track. Always choose sparkling waters with no added sweeteners, whether artificial or natural, to avoid confusing your metabolism. Add a slice of cucumber or a sprig of mint to enhance flavor naturally without introducing any chemicals. And most importantly, keep plain water as your primary source of hydration. Aim to drink 6 to 8 glasses a day, adjusting for your physical activity and the weather. This helps maintain healthy circulation and keeps your blood flowing freely. If you're craving something sweet, consider having a small piece of dark chocolate. Look for 70% cocoa or higher. It can satisfy your sweet tooth while offering antioxidants without exposing your brain or body to the risks tied to diet drinks. By cutting out diet sodas from your routine, you're not just removing artificial sweeteners, you're actively reducing your risk of blood clots, helping to stabilize your blood pressure, and safeguarding your brain from the long-term neurological risks associated with these hidden chemicals. Number 4. Energy drinks or sports drinks. These brightly packaged beverages are everywhere, on supermarket shelves, in gym bags, and even promoted as health-conscious options for hydration and energy. Their marketing is bold and enticing, promising a boost in stamina, sharper focus, and faster recovery. But for older adults, especially those over 60, these drinks can be more harmful than helpful. In fact, they may be setting the stage for serious cardiovascular and neurological complications. Why are these drinks so risky for seniors? The answer lies in both their ingredients and how the aging body responds to them. As we age, our cardiovascular system becomes more sensitive to stimulants, and the contents of these beverages often create the perfect storm for increased stroke risk. Take energy drinks like Red Bull, Monster, or Rockstar, for example. A single can may contain between 80 to 200 milligrams of caffeine. That's equivalent to 1 to 2 strong cups of coffee. While the American Heart Association sets a general caffeine limit of 400 milligrams per day for healthy adults, this threshold can be far too high for seniors. As the heart ages, its ability to tolerate stimulants declines, meaning that even moderate caffeine intake can be enough to cause problems. Caffeine acts as a powerful stimulant. It elevates your heart rate, raises your blood pressure, and in some cases, can even trigger arrhythmias or irregular heartbeats. For seniors with underlying conditions like high blood pressure, hardening arteries, or a history of cardiac issues, these effects can be dangerous, even life-threatening. And caffeine isn't the only concern. Many energy drinks contain additional stimulants like guarana, taurine, and ginseng, ingredients that sound natural but can compound the strain on your cardiovascular and nervous systems. Guarana, for example, is a plant extract that naturally contains caffeine, so when it's added to an energy drink already high in caffeine, the true stimulant load can be significantly higher than what's listed on the label. Isn't it unsettling to think that one seemingly harmless can of energy drink could push your heart beyond its limits? Guarana's additional caffeine load only amplifies the overall stimulant effect of these drinks, often far beyond what's indicated on the label. Taurine, another common ingredient, is an amino acid frequently marketed as an energy enhancer. But its actual impact on the aging cardiovascular system remains unclear. In high doses, it may contribute to further heart strain, especially in older adults who already have underlying health concerns. These combined ingredients can overstimulate the sympathetic nervous system, triggering what's known as the fight or flight response. When this happens, your body releases stress hormones, causing blood vessels to constrict and divert blood flow to core organs. For younger people, this may not be a problem, but in seniors, whose blood vessels are often less elastic due to age-related stiffening and arteriosclerosis, this constriction significantly increases the risk of blood clots. And those clots? They're a leading cause of ischemic strokes. And then there's the sugar. Many energy drinks pack 20 to 40 grams of sugar in a single serving. That's a massive hit to your blood glucose levels, causing sharp spikes that lead to inflammation and damage to the endothelium, the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels. Over time, this damage contributes to atherosclerosis, the buildup of plaque inside your arteries. As these arteries narrow, blood flow to the brain becomes restricted, raising stroke risk even further. For older adults living with diabetes or prediabetes, which is increasingly common with age, the effects are even more concerning. These sugary beverages can completely throw off blood sugar control, setting off a chain reaction of metabolic stress. The result? Strain on the heart, damage to the blood vessels, and an increased risk of both cardiovascular and cognitive decline. Think sports drinks are a safer option? Unfortunately, they're not. Beverages like Gatorade or Powerade are often seen as healthier because they're marketed for hydration and electrolyte replacement. But don't be fooled. While these drinks typically contain little or no caffeine, they're far from suitable for seniors. In fact, the way they're formulated, primarily for high-performance athletes engaged in intense physical exertion, makes them ill-suited for the needs of an aging body. These drinks are formulated for those engaged in prolonged, intense physical activity, not for older adults living a sedentary or moderately active lifestyle. For seniors, the risks far outweigh the benefits. Sports drinks often contain 200 to 300 milligrams of sodium per serving, along with artificial colors and preservatives. While that might sound harmless at first, excess sodium can significantly raise blood pressure, a well-known contributor to stroke risk, especially in seniors who may already struggle with hypertension or have a heightened sensitivity to salt. On top of that, common additives like Yellow 5 or Red 40, found in many sports drinks, have been linked in some studies to increased inflammation and oxidative stress. Over time, these reactions can damage blood vessel walls, further compromising cardiovascular health. The sugar content in these drinks is another hidden threat. Many sports drinks contain as much sugar as energy drinks, fueling the same cascade of inflammatory and metabolic problems. And here's something most people don't expect. Despite being marketed for hydration, both energy and sports drinks can actually contribute to chronic dehydration. How? Their high concentrations of sugar and sodium act as diuretics, which draw water out of your cells and increase urine output. As a result, the body loses more fluids than it takes in. For older adults, who may already experience a diminished sense of thirst and reduced kidney function, this dehydration can become dangerous quickly. Dehydration thickens the blood, impairs circulation, and makes it easier for clots to form. And clots, as we know, can block critical blood flow to the brain and cause a stroke. But the danger goes deeper. The brain depends on a consistent, uninterrupted supply of oxygen and nutrients, delivered through healthy, flexible blood vessels. Any disruption, whether from dehydration, vessel constriction, or clot formation, can starve brain cells. The result can range from subtle cognitive decline to sudden, devastating stroke. So why exactly are these drinks harmful to the aging brain and heart? The answer lies in how they disturb your body's delicate internal balance. Increased blood viscosity. Dehydration from high sugar and sodium levels makes blood thicker. This forces the heart to work harder and raises the risk of clot formation. Vascular stress. Caffeine and other stimulants constrict blood vessels, reducing blood flow to the brain and increasing stroke risk. Inflammation. Excess sugar and artificial additives fuel systemic inflammation, damaging blood vessel linings and speeding up the development of atherosclerosis. Electrolyte imbalance. While sports drinks promote electrolyte replacement, their high sodium and relatively low potassium content can throw off the balance needed for stable heart rhythms and proper cellular function. Maintaining proper hydration and muscle function becomes increasingly important as we age. But that doesn't mean you need to rely on energy or sports drinks to stay energized or balanced. There are safer, more effective alternatives that support both heart and brain health, without the risks. Instead of reaching for heavily processed beverages, seniors can turn to natural, gentle options that provide steady hydration and a subtle energy lift. One excellent choice is warm lemon water with a pinch of Himalayan pink salt. The lemon delivers a small but valuable dose of vitamin C, an antioxidant known to support blood vessel strength and reduce inflammation. The Himalayan salt, meanwhile, contains trace minerals like potassium and magnesium, which help maintain electrolyte balance without overwhelming your body with sodium. This simple drink can support healthy blood flow, stabilize blood pressure, and promote cellular hydration, all without overstimulating the heart or triggering a sugar crash. It's a great way to start the day or rehydrate after mild activity. There are other beneficial options too. Herbal teas, especially caffeine-free varieties like chamomile or peppermint, can help you stay hydrated while also calming the nervous system. They deliver hydration without putting strain on the heart, making them especially well-suited for seniors with cardiovascular sensitivity. Coconut water is another popular alternative. It naturally contains electrolytes such as potassium and magnesium, but with significantly less sugar and sodium than most sports drinks. Just remember, moderation is key. Although it's natural, coconut water still contains natural sugars that can add up quickly if consumed in large amounts. Even plain water can become more appealing with a few simple infusions. Adding slices of cucumber, mint, or fresh berries can transform your glass into something refreshing and enjoyable, without introducing any harmful ingredients. Here are a few practical tips to help make smart beverage choices. Always read the label if you choose to buy a commercial drink. Watch for caffeine, sugar, and sodium content, and aim for options that are low in all three, with minimal additives. If you have a history of heart disease, high blood pressure, or diabetes, be sure to consult your doctor before making changes to your hydration routine. Your provider can help you identify what works best for your unique health needs. And perhaps most importantly, avoid known triggers. Energy drinks, in particular, should be avoided before any physical activity. as they can overstimulate the heart and raise blood pressure at a time when your system is already working hard. Avoid energy or sports drinks during times of stress or physical exertion, as they can amplify cardiovascular strain when your body is already working harder. These beverages were created for younger, highly active individuals, not for older adults whose bodies have different metabolic and cardiovascular needs. Their flashy marketing may boast quick hydration or an instant energy boost, but those promises are often misleading and can be downright dangerous for aging hearts and brains. By choosing natural, low-risk alternatives instead, seniors can protect their cardiovascular system, stay properly hydrated, and significantly reduce their risk of stroke and other related complications. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please take a moment to comment the number 2 below. It lets me know you're here, learning, and taking these lessons to heart. Thank you for your valuable time and attention. Number 5. Skipping water entirely. Among all the morning habits that can quietly harm your health, especially for seniors, skipping water first thing in the morning may be the most widespread and underestimated mistake. It happens more often than we realize, reaching for coffee, tea, juice, or nothing at all before rehydrating with plain water. Yet this single oversight can have surprisingly serious consequences. After 7 to 8 hours of sleep, the body wakes in a mildly dehydrated state. During the night, fluid levels drop, blood becomes slightly thicker, and cellular function slows. For adults over 60, these effects are even more pronounced. That's because age-related changes, such as reduced kidney efficiency and a weaker thirst response, make it harder for the body to maintain optimal hydration. Left unaddressed, this morning dehydration becomes a silent but significant risk factor for cardiovascular strain, blood pressure spikes, and even stroke. It's easy to overlook, but that doesn't make it any less serious. Why is this morning fluid loss so dangerous? Even while resting, the body loses water through breathing and low-level perspiration. This happens every night, regardless of the temperature or how well you sleep. The result? Thicker, more concentrated blood that moves less freely through your arteries. And the thicker your blood, the harder your heart must work to pump it, especially dangerous for seniors who may already be managing high blood pressure or atherosclerosis. Have you ever woken up feeling a little groggy, foggy, or even slightly dizzy? It might not be age or fatigue. It could be dehydration. Starting your morning without replenishing fluids places extra stress on your body before the day even begins. This increased blood thickness makes it harder for the heart to pump efficiently, especially first thing in the morning. For seniors whose cardiovascular systems are already under stress from age-related changes, such as reduced heart muscle elasticity and narrowed arteries, this added burden can be particularly dangerous. Thicker blood doesn't just slow circulation, it also encourages blood clot formation, which can block oxygen-rich blood from reaching the brain. This is how ischemic strokes, the most common type of stroke, typically occur. In fact, ischemic strokes account for nearly 87% of all strokes, making them a major health threat, especially for adults over 60. According to the American Stroke Association, the brain is especially vulnerable to dehydration. It's made up of nearly 75% water and depends on a steady, uninterrupted flow of blood to deliver oxygen and vital nutrients. But what happens when that flow is compromised, even slightly? Even mild dehydration, a loss of just 1 to 2% of your body's water, can lead to a noticeable drop in cognitive performance. You might feel foggy, tired, or less mentally sharp. Reaction time slows. Memory becomes less reliable. These symptoms can be subtle at first, but they're signals your body shouldn't ignore. In older adults, the effects of dehydration go even deeper. It weakens blood vessel walls, decreases oxygen delivery to brain cells, and increases the formation of microclots, tiny obstructions that gradually disrupt circulation. All of these factors, when combined, elevate the risk of stroke and accelerate age-related cognitive decline. What's more concerning is that many older adults live in a state of chronic, low-grade dehydration without realizing it. Studies have shown that this persistent lack of hydration is associated with a 2 to 3 times higher risk of stroke in older populations, especially those already managing atrial fibrillation, hypertension, or other cardiovascular conditions. So why are seniors particularly vulnerable to dehydration and its harmful effects? Aging brings with it a number of physiological changes that quietly chip away at the body's hydration control systems. One of the most important is the weakening of thirst signals. As we grow older, the hypothalamus, the brain's center for regulating thirst, becomes less responsive. That means many seniors don't feel thirsty, even when their fluid levels are dangerously low. As we age, the kidneys also become less efficient at conserving water. They tend to excrete more fluid, even when the body needs it, which only worsens dehydration. This means that older adults lose water more easily, and replacing it becomes even more important. On top of that, medications play a significant role. Many seniors take diuretics for managing heart failure or high blood pressure. Others may rely on antihistamines for allergies or sleep aids. These drugs can increase fluid loss or blunt the body's natural thirst signals, making it even harder to stay hydrated without conscious effort. Then there are chronic conditions like diabetes and heart disease, both of which are common in older adults. These conditions not only increase the body's demand for fluids, but also make it more difficult to maintain a stable hydration balance. When seniors skip water in the morning, it amplifies all of these vulnerabilities. The result? The body enters a prolonged state of dehydration, quietly stressing the heart, straining the brain, and setting the stage for potentially serious complications. Think of it this way. It's like trying to run a car engine without oil. Over time, the system overheats, components wear down, and eventually, something breaks. That's the kind of silent damage morning dehydration can inflict. Now, let's talk about the science behind drinking water in the morning and how this simple habit can actively help prevent stroke. Drinking an 8 to 12 ounce glass of plain room temperature water shortly after waking is one of the easiest, most effective actions you can take for your health. Here's why it works. Restores fluid balance. Overnight, your body loses water through breathing and sweat. Morning water intake immediately helps thin the blood, reducing viscosity and making it easier for your heart to pump, lowering the risk of clots and circulation issues. Boosts circulation. Proper hydration dilates blood vessels, enhancing blood flow to the brain and easing pressure on aging arteries. Flushes toxins. During sleep, metabolic waste builds up. Water supports kidney function and helps clear out these toxins, reducing inflammation and oxidative stress that contribute to cardiovascular disease. Enhances cognitive function. When the brain is hydrated, cells perform better. Focus, memory, and mood are all improved, especially in the morning, when dehydration may otherwise leave you feeling sluggish or foggy. For best results, room temperature water is ideal. Cold water may feel refreshing, but it can cause temporary blood vessel constriction. Warm or room temperature water is gentler on the digestive system and supports better absorption. Avoid adding sugary or acidic mix-ins like fruit juice or flavored powders. These can spike blood sugar and cancel out many of water's natural benefits. So how do you turn this into a consistent habit? Start the night before. Place a glass or bottle of water next to your bed. That way, it's the first thing you see and sip when you wake up. Use reminders. A sticky note on the mirror, a phone alarm, or even a daily checklist can help you remember until it becomes second nature. Track your intake. Aim for 8 to 12 ounces right after waking. Then, follow it with small, regular sips throughout the morning to keep your body gently hydrated and your brain fully supported. Continue sipping water throughout the day to maintain hydration. Aim for around 1.5 to 2 liters daily, adjusting based on your health status, climate, and activity level. Of course, if you're managing conditions like kidney disease or heart failure, where fluid intake may need to be limited, it's essential to consult your doctor for personalized recommendations. Your healthcare provider can help determine what's safe and effective for your unique needs. So why does this matter more than ever for older adults? Stroke remains one of the leading causes of disability and death among seniors, with more than 795,000 strokes reported in the US each year. It's a staggering number, and what's even more alarming is how many of these events could be prevented with simple, daily changes. According to the CDC, dehydration is one of the most overlooked risk factors for stroke, yet it's one of the easiest to address. By simply prioritizing a glass of plain water each morning, seniors can significantly lower stroke risk, boost cognitive function, and enhance overall cardiovascular health. This small, cost-free habit delivers powerful results, arguably making it one of the most effective and accessible morning routines for protecting the aging brain and heart. And there you have it. The truth about how certain morning drinks may be silently increasing your stroke risk after 60, and the smart, simple swaps that can help shield your heart and preserve your brain. Whether it's letting go of sugary iced coffee or starting each day with water, these little shifts can create a life-changing impact over time. So, what insight surprised you the most? Was it the hidden sugar in packaged fruit juices, or the underestimated power of that first glass of water? We'd love to know. Share in the comments below one thing you've learned today that you're ready to apply starting tomorrow. If this video helped you, please leave a comment, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe and share. We're here to support your journey to healthier aging, every single step of the way. Wishing you good health, lasting happiness, and peace of mind. And don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Aging Blueprint to stay informed and inspired.